Allie Brooke, you're competing on season 28 of Dancing with the Stars, and as we're recording this, you're coming off the first perfect 30 of the season from the judges on Dance Off Night. So first off, what were you thinking when you saw those paddles come up? Like, what was going through your head?
Oh my goodness. I've worked so hard. I had a really tough week. I wasn't feeling well. I missed rehearsal. So I really struggled during the week. But to see that after, dancing and singing to my own song, getting those 10 felt like a milestone. I mean, I'm telling you, that was one of the best feelings in the world because I felt so powerful and so in charge while I did dance. And just to see that being reflected in the judges' comments, but also in the scores, it was unbelievable. It was the greatest feeling ever.
And as you mentioned, you danced to your own song. It was a paso doble. Dancing to your own music, does that increase the level of pressure going out there? Or since obviously you're very connected to the material and to the music, does that make it more comfortable?
It was a little bit of both. There's definitely pressure to do well because I wanted to, do my song justice. And, it would not have been great to not do well to my own song. But at the same time, it was really amazing because doing the Paso Doble specifically to my own song, the Paso Doble is very powerful, very, I'm very much in charge, and it has a lot of fire when you're dancing. So to be able to channel my own song was really kind of thought of a more perfect dance to go with that song. And I love the breakdown, what they did with the music, too.
Another thing has changed in the season as it's progressed. You've gone from learning one dance per week to two. How drastically does that change, the week's preparation and training and learning twice as much material?
Well, it's definitely tough because you not only worry about one dance and memorizing it and nailing the technique of one dance, but also another one. You have both on your plate. So there's definitely a lot more pressure, a lot more stress, because you can't really mess up either one. You can't do one amazing and then not do very well in the other one. Both matter just as much. So that's something that is more challenging. And especially this week, it's purely two dances, two songs on my own. So I'm nervous, but at the same time, it's a challenge, and that just means that we're getting deeper and deeper into the competition, and it's getting more serious now. So I'm definitely willing to take on that challenge, and hopefully I do well on Monday.
Yeah, and it must be said, as great as you've been doing, a lot of fans, including myself and the judges even, were surprised you landed in the bottom two after your amazing night. What were your thoughts going into that moment? Just thinking, well, what if this is the end of the journey at that point?
Oh my gosh, that was so scary because I literally. I came off such a high, such a pivotal moment for me, such an important moment. And then to go from that to being the bottom two, it was so scary and surprising. And, it definitely didn't feel great. And this is my second time being in the bottom two. So I felt like I was super disappointed and bummed that I landed in the bottom two. I think maybe people think that because I got those 10s that I was safe and they didn't really need to, vote as much. But every vote does count, and I was so worried that it would be my last time on there because I didn't know what was going to happen. And so when they decided to save me, I was so thankful. Another chance at this incredible show to live my dreams out on Dancing with the Stars. it meant the world, and now I'm just going to work even harder to put even more of my best out there on the floor.
And I wasn't personally surprised that the judges decided to save you, given that I'm not sure if you know this, you are the second highest scoring dancer of the season so far. You've gotten like 2 fewer points than James Vanderbeek, so just like turn an 8 into a 9 or something, and you're right there with him. What do you think about what do you think about being up there at basically the upper echelon of the competition in terms of the scores?
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely incredible, especially because I didn't come on the show as a trained dancer. You know, obviously I've done choreo before, but it's just like pop choreography and hip hop, which is very different than ballroom. So, and also I got made fun of a lot for my dancing, so I was insecure. I didn't know how well I do. But to be basically, you know, at the top of the leaderboard, right, with James is unreal to me, and it makes me feel like I can, you know, I went after something challenging, you know, being on the show, putting myself all out there, but I actually did well, and I surprised myself, and I was able to prove something to myself that I could do this, you know, and kind of prove those doubters wrong. And man, it's just amazing that I'm up there. Like, I didn't know it was the second highest, so that's incredible.
What would you say is the hardest dance you had to learn so far this season, just in terms of the technique or getting into the character of it?
I think the quick step, because the quick step, you know, you have to be in a frame, and it's a very technical dance. You have to keep your frame while your feet move at 100 miles an hour. So that was really tough. You know, because especially fast dances are a little more challenging for me. And that one, it was tough to do it all in that whole dance. But I'm glad I got, you know, pretty good scores for that night, because that was tough for sure.
Do you have a favorite dance that you've done? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's this paso that's got the perfect score. But is that your number one moment in terms of a dance to perform?
Oh yeah, that is my number one moment. Man, it was so special and unforgettable for me, because again, I got to sing and dance to my own record. I mean, just to make it this far, week 9, right, or 8, and to be able to do my own song is incredible. And that dance for me, I was able to really put my emotion and my passion into that dance and kind of dance my heart out. And obviously to get those 10s was, wow, it was pretty phenomenal. So it was special all around. And man, I remember seeing my parents' faces afterwards. They were crying, and they were so proud of how far I've come. So that was the best feeling in the world.
Mm. And you know, over the couple of months now you've been on the show, it's such a physically demanding show, and dancing also, you know, has an emotional impact. How do you feel like you've changed personally, like physically, emotionally, since you first started on it?
Wow. I mean, I just remember walking into the first day, not knowing who my partner was. I was so nervous. I didn't know how well I do. I thought I was really going to struggle. And I met Sasha, and day 1, I had, you know, a bunch of nerves, and it was really tough. Like, I remember he would call me pigeon-toed. You know, he was joking and being funny, because I didn't really know how to, I guess, walk correctly in the first dance we did, and I really had to retrain my literally my feet and my body. And I was kind of shy, nervous, but now I'm so much more confident than I've ever been in myself. I've just gained so much confidence, and I was very insecure, especially about my dancing and putting it all out there again. I was so terrified that I would be made fun of again. You know, that was a real fear. But instead, I've been having the time of my life. I've been making friendships that'll last forever and memories that will definitely last forever. And I've just grown so much confidence in myself, not only as a dancer, but as a woman in person, an artist, and it's carried over into my solo work. Just knowing that I'm capable of so much more than I even thought, that's the greatest gift. You cannot put a price on that. And you can't, you know, even really put a mirror ball on that. I mean, I, of course, want that mirror ball more than anything. But, you know, I have already won by gaining the experience that I have.
Well, congratulations on your work on the show thus far, and fingers crossed for a lot more to come. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I can't wait to see what you say this week. Hopefully I'm still on the show. And please, everyone, vote for me and Sasha on Monday. Thank you so much.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.